Dear students, myself Dr. Narendra Rally, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce and Management Studies, VSM College Autonomous, Ramachandrapuram. Dear students, in this video, I will explain you about the concepts of profit planning and analysis. What is profit? In the earlier videos, you have understood what is a profit and what are its futures, and also you have understood what is a normal profit, supernormal profit, monopoly profit, a windfall profit, no, gross profit, net profit, accounting profit, economic profit, also profit as a functional reward and profit as a earnings of management here. So the profit is the income received by organizer. It is the reward for services of an entrepreneur. A firm makes profit when it receives a surplus that it has paid interest on capital, wages to laborers, and rent for land. The profit, in other words, is the residual income, which is equal to the difference between total revenue and total cost of production. So, Professor F.A. Walker defines profit as the rent of ability. The factors influencing profit. Profit is a risk. Profit is a risk taking and uncertainty bearing. See, it is commonly held that the emergence of profit is attributable to risk taking on the part of entrepreneurs. And the expectation of profit is a necessary prerequisite for starting any new ventures by the enterprise. Because every business involves certain risk. In fact, risk taking is one of the important functions of an organizer. The greater the risk, higher should be the gain or profit to induce an entrepreneur. And the second one is monopolistic control or imperfections in the market. Profits Profits arise also on account of monopolistic control which the organizer is able to acquire in the market due to peculiar conditions prevail. So that is the presence of monopoly element of imperfections in the market gives the profit. Monopolist control gives the entrepreneur complete control over the supply of a commodity and the price fixation in the absence of competition. So in this situation contributes to the emergence of profit. Element of luck or chance. This is another influencing factor for profit. Profits may also merely arise on account of Profits may also merely arise on account of good luck. Certain entrepreneurs flourish only due to their good luck. Apart from luck, sometimes profits may arise by chance. So, that appears in the business. For example, during the World War, some countries could get the chance of selling their commodities at a better and higher price in the market. So, such profits would not have been there in the absence of war, which give chance to the entrepreneurs. Innovations. Professor, and the next important thing is innovation is one influencing factor for profit. Professor Schumpeter, a noted German economist, is in the opinion that profits arise on account of economic innovation. By economic innovation is meant that the introduction of new market, invention of new methods of production, development of new source of raw materials, and new methods of business organization. So the firms which make us such innovations are able to make profits until competitors come forward to do the same. Therefore, economic innovation is the source of profit. In other words, profit arises also because of economic innovation. And the next one is differences in the abilities of entrepreneurs. Professor Francis A. Walker contends that the profits may arise mainly on the account of difference in abilities of entrepreneurs. He compares the profit with that of rent which arises in case of land. Just as the superior grades of land earns a surplus over the above marginal grade land, the entrepreneur is superior in ability to earn surplus over the earnings. So, next, factors limiting the profit. In the earlier video, you have understood factors influencing the profit. Now, let us understand the factors that are limiting to earn maximum profit. So, once the first one could be competition. See, the modern firms are afraid to potential rivals or the competitors. Competition. The modern firms are potential rivals. So when a firm making enormous profits, they can be limited or reduced by creating a fair competition by permitting new firms come into the market. Therefore, profits made in the absence of such competition will not get distributed among large number of firms, and thus profits of an individual entrepreneur can be limited, and the evils of excess profits such as inequalities of income, wealth, and concentration of economic and political power, can be easily avoided. Next one is substitutes. What are substitutes? Yeah. Another factor that can limit the profit is the availability of substitutes. When there are few or no substitutes for the product of an entrepreneur, he is able to make huge profits. Huge profits, if permitted, may perpetuate inequalities and cause a threat to the peace and progress of the country. Therefore, in such a case, profits of the entrepreneur can be reduced or brought down or limited by creating a number of substitutes. Heavy taxation. The next one is heavy taxation. Profits can also be limited by resourcing to heavy taxation. So, when the firms are making huge profits, a part of their profits may be taken by means of taxation. So, either the existing tax rates may be enhanced or the new taxes may be introduced. Thus, by imposing heavy dose of taxation, profits can be limited. Increased wages. Yes, another method of limiting profits is to increase the rate of wages. Labor is the factor of production which contributes the most in the production of a commodity. Therefore, when excess profits are made by a firm, a part of it should be made to flow to the working class through increased wages. Therefore, with the increased wages, the total wages bill of the firm would increase and the profits limited or reduced. And the next one is increase the cost of inputs. When firms are making a lot of profits, we can limit them by increasing the cost of various inputs which they use in the production of a commodity. So, when the cost of input increases, the total cost of production will also increase and profits will be reduced. This method is not used for limiting the profits because any increase in the cost is likely to be shifted to the consumer, so of rising price of the product. However, this is also one of the factors that can limit the profits. And the next last one is ceiling on profits. Yes. Lastly, the profits can be limited by imposing direct controls such as ceiling on profits by passing certain laws. The measure of limiting profits may work well in socialistic countries. In democratic countries, entrepreneurs may object to these methods of limiting profits. Therefore, in modern business world, profits are limited by the above mentioned four factors, that is competition, availability of substitutes, imposing heavy taxation, no, increasing wages, increased cost of inputs, and ceiling on profits. Nature. What is the nature of profit? It is the reward of bearing by the entrepreneur. So, Here it arises only in the dynamic conditions of a market. So what is dynamic? When the market is going to change continuously, it is only then the profits can be made. It is the reward of being or bearing uncertainties. So it arises only under such situations of imperfect competition. No profit can arise under perfect competition. Therefore, it is the reward of innovation. Criteria for acceptable profit rate. The firm, in its profit policy, may consider the rate of profits earned by the other firms in the same industry. So, they here competitive. The first one is competitive rate of profits. Firm is in its profits policy may consider the rates of profits earned by the other firms in the same industry of the rates of prevailing in other related industries. Historical profit rate. Historical profit rate. The firm may look into its past earnings in normal times and determine the planned rate of return for the future course of operation. The firm has to examine the impact of historical rate of portion equity capital in the past dividends to shareholders and the degree of competence in the market. The next one is sufficient earning to protect the equity. The rate of return on investment should be adequately protect the interest of present shareholders. Therefore, so that it has no problem in raising new equity capital for further expansion. The next one is pluff back. The rate of returns may be such that it can be adequately finance growth through internal resources, that is plowback of profits. Functions of profit. As pointed out by Peter F. Drucker, the profit serves for the three main purposes. Measure of performance. Profit measures the net effectiveness and the soundness of business efforts. A high profit is an indicator that the business is being run successfully and effectively. So it is true that profits far from the beginning a perfect measure of business efficiency, but it is the best indicator of general efficiency of a firm. The second one is premium to cover the cost of staying in the business. Profits are the premium that covers the cost of staying in business, such as replacement, obsolescence, market, technical risks, etc. And the final one is ensuring the supply of future capital. Profit ensures the supply of future capital for the innovation and expansion. So directly by providing means of self financing out of retained profits, or indirectly through providing sufficient inducement for new external capital, which will optimize the company's capital structure and minimize its cost of capital. Theories. There are altogether 6 to 7 theories of profit: the rent theory of profit, wage theory of profit, risk theory of profit, dynamic theory of profit, innovation theory of profit, uncertainty theory of profit, and the marginal productivity theory of profit. In the coming videos, let us all learn about these 7 theories. Thank you.